Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. No, I haven't changed my desk, I'm just at my boyfriend's house. So today I want to talk to you about my favorite songs ever. This list isn't going to be casual. I'm going to pick one song from each decade, starting from the 1930s till the 2020s. So I know the last 10 decades should start in the 1920 and finish in the 2010, but I just don't know much songs from the 1920s, and I really wanted to include the 2020s, so let's just start with the 1930s. The 1930s. So this was very easy to choose because I don't know many songs from this decade. My favorite song from the 1930s is I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire. I especially love the pre-chorus. It feels like sort of post-apocalyptic. I just really love this one. The 1940s. This one was a little bit harder to choose because I know many songs from this decade, but if I have to choose, I would say that my favorite song is It's Been a Long, Long Time by Kitty Callan. It's just the most romantic song I've ever heard, and I mean, I know it's not the main topic, but being someone who's in a long distance relationship, I just relate to it a lot. Now, if you're wondering if I know these songs just because I watched Avengers Endgame, yes. But to prove that I know more songs from this decade, I'm just gonna put my second choice in the honorable mentions at the end of the video. The 50s. So I have an obsession with Back to the Future, so my favorite song from the 50s is obviously Mr. Sandman. I just love the voice harmonies here, there's nothing more to say. The 1960s. Now, the 1960s are one of my favorite decades, musically speaking. The song I chose here is probably my top 3 favorite songs ever, and that is While My Guitar Gently Weeps by the Beatles. I am just a huge fan of George Harrison's writing, and I consider this song a masterpiece. To be honest, my favorite version of this song is the acoustic one with the strings from the 2006, but most of it was recorded in the 60s. I love the lyric, I love how dramatic the melody is, and it's just a perfect song in my opinion. The 70s. This might be my favorite decade ever. This was very hard to choose, in fact, and I think there are going to be so many honorable mentions here. But I think my favorite song from the 70s, or at least the one that I consider to be the most beautiful song from this decade, is Life on Mars by David Bowie. This song might have the best arrangement I've ever heard, and I love the ascending chords right before the chorus. I just think he was a genius. The 80s. Now, I thought I would have a hard time choosing my favorite song from the 80s, but it was just so simple. My favorite song from this decade is Careless Whisper by George Michael. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's basically a meme, but the thing is, we just listened to this song so many times that we just don't realize how good it is. And the fact that George Michael wrote this song when he was 18 just proves that it's amazing. Can you imagine writing this song at this age? I mean, it's insane to me. So as a comparison, I'm gonna sing to you a song that I wrote when I was, not 18, maybe a little bit younger. The toxic gossip. Oh, wait. I was saying, as a comparison, I'm gonna sing to you a song that I wrote when I was a little bit younger. You were always out there waiting for me, but just for your business, of course. No one but myself could understand how false you are, how selfish, mean and miserable you are. You're just a waste. Actually, if you want to listen to a song that I wrote that is a little bit better than this one, just click here. Okay, the 90s. If you watched my video about my favorite Queen songs from each album, you probably already know my favorite song from this decade, and that is Too Much Love Will Kill You by Queen. This song was written by Brian May and was a solo project at first, but the most famous version of this song is the one released with the album Made in Heaven by Queen. I actually like this version more. So if you want my thoughts about this song and my other Queen songs, you can find my video here. The 2000s. Okay, finally, the decade I was born in. Don't actually know many songs by this decade, but if I had to choose, I would probably say that my favorite song from the 2000s is The Importance of Being Idle by Oasis. I love the rhythm of the song, which probably just inevitably inspired some of my songs. And I love the music video. 2020s. So even though I'm not really into pop modern music, my favorite song from this decade is When I Was Your Man by Bruno Mars. I just love Bruno Mars as a songwriter. He writes so many deep, meaningful songs, and this one to me is just his masterpiece. Honorable mentions. So before we get to the last decade, I would like to say some of my honorable mentions. My second favorite song from the 40s is Pistol Packing Mama. Yes, I only know a song from the 40s that I'm from movies and video games, I'm sorry. From the 70s, Your Song by Elton John. And from the 2010s, All I Ask Again, written by Bruno Mars for Adele. The 2020s. So as I said before, I'm not into modern pop music, but during the last few years, I think that we have had so many artists that have surprised me. For example, I don't know many songs by Billie Eilish, but I think that Happier Than Ever is an amazing song. Or again, I'm not really into K-pop, but also there have been some really cool K-pop songs, which I'm not really a huge fan of, even though I study Korean at university, literally. And I really enjoyed them, but my favorite song from this decade is definitely Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo. This is purely for an emotional reason. Even though it's a breakup song, this song and her album as well came out during the same time I fell in love with my boyfriend. And whenever I listen to those songs, I'm just taken back in time to that period, and that just makes me so happy. And I think this is the most beautiful thing about music. No matter how bad or good a song is, if you connect it to a good period in your life, just gonna be a great song for you, and that's what matters. I think that was all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll check out my other videos as well, and I guess I'll just see you later. Bye!